What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 115 of Let's Build the City. Today we're building an Apple store. So yeah. Let's build an Apple store.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make an Apple store for all of your city building needs. Not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the store, but I'll show you how to make the entire inside of the store as well.
Hello Emily Howard, welcome to live stream.
If you are new around here and you enjoyed this tutorial, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of my awesome videos sent directly to your sub box. So without any further ado, let's get started. Just before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials that...
Alright, let's grab them. Grey, white, slabs, white glass pane, quartz stairs, smooth stone, birch stairs and birch slab.
Are going to be needing to make our Apple store. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those and enough of those materials as well. The amount of space required to make the store is a 16 by 21 block area on the ground. Do feel free to make this white grid that you can see on the ground of my world in your world, and that might help you better plan out your build. Although that is completely optional. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Make sure that you got all that stuff. Make sure you got enough room to make it. Make sure you're ready to make it. And once you are, we can begin. Step 1, Apple friends. Come all the way over to the front left-hand corner of your grid. If you've made the grid. If not, it really is no big deal. Just hang in there one moment. Count backwards from the corner. 1 and 2. This is the starting position. Begin by placing 6 grey concretes coming up from the ground.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I then want you to place another row of 6 grey concrete behind this, equal in height. I then want you to take both of these rows and extend them to the right as well. So we want to have 2 rows of 6 grey concrete placed directly to the right of the original 2. And that will form a pillar of grey concrete. We then want to take the back right hand corner of our grey concrete and we want to place 4 white stained glass pane going to the right of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to place a white concrete on the end and then another white stained glass pane going right. We're going to leave a gap of 1 and then place another white concrete. Place 4 glass pane going right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then place 2 grey concrete going right. 1, 2. Extend those 2 grey concrete towards you, out of the front of the build, and add 5 rows on top of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These want to equal the height of the grey concrete rows that we have over there just on the left of us. And this is what we should be looking at so far. What I want you to do next is I want you to take the sides of our store and I want you to take the 2 rows of grey concrete that we have on both the left and the right of the store, and I want you to place 15 rows of white concrete moving backwards from the 2 rows.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we are going to do this for both of the rows. We want to create what you might call a double wall in the back of the building. It's very important that we do this because we are going to be building things inside of our walls. So we need to create a little bit of extra space inside of the walls so that we can do exactly that. And not only do we want to do that, of course, on the right side of the build, but we want to do it on the left side of the build as well. I don't feel as though it's necessary to count out another row of 15 white concrete. I think that we can just use that opposite side to achieve the same effect. I'm pretty sure that we'll manage to do that, no problem. And of course, this is the exact same as well. We want to have 2 walls that we can build displays and we can put items into, and we're also going to be doing the same thing on the back, although the back does look a tad bit different, and you'll see why. So now that we have built up and we're also going to be doing the same thing on the back, although the back does look a tad bit different, and you'll see why. So now that we have built up the 2 long walls on the left and right of the build, we are now going to position ourselves towards the back of the build. I want you to place 2 rows of 2 grey concrete coming backwards from the 2 rows of white concrete. So it's going to look like this. We want to basically just stick 2 rows of 2 grey concrete on the end of the 2 rows of white. So that is on the left, and this is on the right, because we want it to look like the front of the store a little bit.
Good job.
We then
Thanks.
want to join the grey concrete row together with the white concrete row that touch each other. We want to place 2 rows of white concrete that join both of these rows together like this, so we want to make a double wall. And in doing that, we also want to maintain a little gap here just at the back, and that will make the back of the build look a little bit like the front of the build. That's the only reason that we've done that. There's no other real reason, it's just an aesthetic choice. The only thing that is important is that we do have this
You're welcome.
wall. We absolutely need 2 rows, because otherwise we won't be able to display the products that we have inside of our store. So once we have this shape right here, and it's vaguely reminding me of a panda, we can now move our attention to the front of the store, which is where all of the outer branding is. So, first of all, I want you to raise these 2 single white concretes upwards, each by 1. I want you to also extend this little single white stained glass pane upwards by 1 as well. I want you to fill the entire front of the store in using white stained glass pane, not block, specifically pane. You want to leave a 2-block gap in between the rows of 2 white concrete that we have here. It's also worth mentioning that the glass only wants to come up to the second to last grey concrete row here, and you want to place a white concrete row that joins the entire top of the store together. So you have this much glass, you join the top together using a little bit of white concrete, and then you can even place a little bit of quartz slab perhaps just along the top. And if you do choose to do that on the front, I'm not 100% sure whether I like it or not, you can also do the same thing on the back too. It's a very minor design choice, but I feel as though it might make it look a tad bit more modern, and I mean, do you get more modern than Apple? I don't think so. So that's what we are going to want to have at the moment. In addition to this, we are also going to place white stained glass pane coming outwards from the 2 rows of 2 white concrete. We are going to refloor the first couple of rows in front of our store. So all of this area here, just all of this grass and just underneath the door, not underneath the windows though, I'm going to just make it smooth stone. Now we don't want to use whatever floor material you're using. And what I mean by that is, say that you're putting this like just outside on a retail park, you probably want to use smooth stone, but if you're putting it in, say, like a mall or a shopping centre or something like that, you might be using a different material. Just adapt to your surroundings. Not only that, I'm going to just dig out underneath the windows, and I'm going to replace it with some grey concrete. So that creates a very clear border, and I really like it. I'm going to dig out underneath the glass and just inside the doorway here, and I'm just going to use some quartz blocks. So we want to have something which should look like this. Now we want to make an Apple logo. It's kind of hard to see though, but above the door, in between these two blocks, just above the door, we want to place this left block here, an upside down quartz stairs. On top of it, a regular quartz stairs. Right of it, a sideways quartz stairs. Underneath that, a quartz slab. But also above that quartz stairs as well, we're going to place a quartz slab too. So, the Apple logo, of course, an apple with a little bite taken out of it. So that's what that is supposed to look like, and it does quite look like it. Other ways to achieve the little bite effect, because we could make just like a straight up apple, that's easy, but to achieve a bite effect, like you can use like a sideways stair, but that looks a little bit weird. You can place it like the other way here, but that doesn't make sense. You could place, say, like a little slab here, but that looks weird again. I feel as though that the best way to represent that is just to have a little piece missing here with a slab in that position. Feel free to change that if you like. What you could also do is make the stalk of the apple just a little bit higher too. But again, I messed around with it quite a bit, and that's probably the best thing that you can do with it. Like,
hello, SB. Welcome to live stream.
To do is a bit of a daunting task, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to dig out all of the base of the store. So I'm going to dig out this entire area here, all of this grass. I'm going to dig it out and to replace it with quartz block. Looking good. However, as always, are able to change the floor material, perhaps to birch or maybe grey concrete, but honestly, I'd keep it as just quartz. It's a different shade than the white concrete surrounding and still maintains that apple feel. Now that we have ripped up the floor, replaced it completely, we want to now make the display area. So that means making tables and, for lack of a better term, like cubby holes in the walls. So if you start on the left side of the
What console are you playing Minecraft on? PS4.
Here, you want to count to the right, 1, 2, and dig out 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gap of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will leave you a gap of 2 next to the wall. You replace the holes with grey concrete, and you destroy 2 rows above, and this is going to be the display areas. They look really cool. Do the same on the opposite side too. So essentially what you're doing is you leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, gap of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, replace the destroyed parts with grey concrete, and then destroy 2 whole rows above. And you'll get some really cool, simple, this whole store, simplicity is key. You'll get this sort of effect, which looks great, honestly. Come towards the back of the store, and we're going to do a similar thing. Now, the back of the store is not as wide as it is long, so we're going to still leave a gap of 2, right, gap of 2, but we're only going to destroy 1, 2, 3. And we're going to then leave a gap of 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So the back part of the store is built in the same way. We leave the gaps of 2, but we only have 3. That's all there is to it. Or you could choose to have one long gap, and then maybe you could sell TVs or what have you in those gaps. It really is up to you. This store is so customizable, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to do the literal same thing as me, but you can if you like. Okay, so now we have to make some tables. So the tables, we're going to start off by coming all the way over to the front left-hand corner of the store again. And we want to come in diagonally by 2, so like towards the centre, 1 and 2. So right here we maintain a distance of 2 all the way around. We want to have an upside down, sideways facing, what is it? Birchwood stairs. I was going to say a Brucewood stairs. Batman's cousin. We want to place the upside down birchwood stair. We want to stick a birchwood slab on the end of it, and then an upside down birchwood stair on the end. We want to have 2 rows of birchwood slabs moving towards the back of the store, and then we kind of just want to create the side of the table again. So we want to create the legs, which is the sideways upside down stair, slab in between, just like that. And then we want to leave a gap of 2, and we want to have the same thing again. So we're going to leave a gap of 2 between this table, and then we're going to have the same thing. Although, and I'll show you this later, the layout is a little bit customizable as well. So we're going to discuss that when it comes to it. And there's a few different things that you can put in your store. But we'll start off with just like a nice clean set of tables. Discuss that when it comes to it. And there's a few different things that you can put in your store. But we'll start off with just like a nice clean set of tables. So as you can see, the tables are centered perfectly within the store. And we can do the same thing again over here. So over here, we start in the right corner, we want to come in diagonally, find the third block, and then we want to have the upside down, there we go, the upside down stair like this. And then we want to have a birchwood slab, and then on the end of that, an upside down stair like this, and you'll see that you have a row of 2 in between both sets of tables, like everywhere, they're set out perfectly. And then you have the 2 rows of slabs, you stick the birchwood stairs on the end, birchwood slab in between, and we can do the same thing again. So we can have birchwood stairs here as well, and then we're in between, and the 2 rows. There's a lot of like even numbers, it's a lot of like 2s, so it should be quite easy to kind of just pick up on. We want to have something which should look exactly like that, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see we have all of the display area sort of taken care of. All we have to do is just fill in the store and the roof, and the roof is what we're going to be doing next. So the roof is going to be white concrete, okay? I think that we all saw that one coming. The only thing is, I want to create some windows in the top of the build, because I don't really want to place unnatural light in the store, so to speak. I kind of want to let in.
Sorry, I haven't been texting. I'm trying to eat my messy burrito. Messy burrito. Messy burrito. Okay, anyway.
The natural daylight. So we're going to start off with just like a solid white concrete roof like this, which is quite a light colour as well. There's a reason that I chose white, because it's a light colour already. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab the white stained glass, and above where the tables are, so it would be like boop, boop, boop here, above where the tables are, I want to create skylights in the ceiling. So these are going to coincide where the tables are, so they should hopefully be quite easy to do. Once you've got one, just like a 2-block gap away from each other. So this would go here, and we can center those perfectly above the tables. And not only does this provide like a decent amount of light, but it does also kind of like highlight the tables a bit, because and that's where all the merch is. So that it's quite nice in that way too. So not only are the tables somewhat highlighted, but we get to have a nice little bit of we get to have some nice light in there too. The next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to place some weighted pressure plates down in front. A nice little bit of we get to have some nice light in there too. The next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to place some weighted pressure plates down in front of and like behind the entrance, because that just looks like, you know how you have like automatic doors, it kind of looks like that, or it looks like a placemat, like it looks like something that should be there pretty much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all we've got to do is completely fill in the store with products. So I'm going to get rid of all these, and that doesn't mean to say that we're not going to need them, because we might need some of these a little bit later on. And now to fill in the store, we're going to need these sorts of materials. So we're going to be using loads of different... Grab a nice little mix of them, and once you have all the stuff that I've kind of displayed to you on the screen, we can get building. Okay, let's do it. So the first thing that I want to make is a set of desktop computers, and I'm going to place this on the front left-hand corner table. Feel free to customize this in any way that you like. Just because I'm placing this here and what I'm placing here, feel free to place anything you want anywhere. These are just suggestions. So these computers are very simple to make. You start off with a backwards facing quartz step, preferably in either the middle left or middle right of the table. You place a stone pressure plate to the left and a button to the right, or vice versa. You stick an item frame in there, and then you choose an apple and you stick it in there, and it just kind of looks like a desktop. Do the same thing on the opposite side and change where the screen is. So the screen is going to be here, that's represented by the quartz, and I can see that I've placed the keyboard, that's what that looks like, on the left. So I'm going to place it on the right this time, and I'm going to place the mouse on this side this time. I'm going to place an item frame with a golden apple in there instead, just so that it looks like some sort of like different model or something like that. It kind of sort of looks like a computer. Well, what else can we have, ladies and gentlemen? How about this table to the right of us?
Are you playing Java on Java or Bedrock? I'm playing on Bedrock.
So we can keep nice and simple. iPads. We can use pressure plates to represent iPads. Of course, you... use carpet and other things like that, and you can make these look slightly better using different things, but I think if we just have a table filled with iPads, so just pressure plates kind of like scattered about in kind of like a diagonal pattern, then that looks good to me. It's hard to make an iPad without using armor stands and leather caps and all that sort of stuff, so we're just keeping it simple with some weighted pressure plates. On the table directly behind, to make an iPad without using armor about in kind of like a diagonal pattern, then that looks good to me. It's hard to make an iPad without using armor stands and leather caps and all that sort of stuff, so we're just keeping it simple with some weighted pressure plates. On the table directly behind this, we're going to have some laptops. So the laptops are very, very simple indeed. We need birch trap doors, we need the paintings, and probably really not too much more other than pressure plates again. So you can use white pressure plates, that's my preference, I'm going to use white for all of them, but you can mix up the colours of the laptop as well, so bear that in mind. So all we're going to do is we're going to place a birch trap door, flipped upwards here, weighted pressure plate. So all we're going to do is we're going to place a birch trap door, flipped upwards here, weighted pressure plate in front of it, and we're going to place a painting on the flipped up trap door. Now, you will have to crouch to place that, but that's what a laptop looks like. Easy as that. Leave a gap of 1 and do this again. So the trap door has to be placed on the block behind the weighted pressure plate, and then you can just place the painting. I make them all different too, so we can do the same thing here. We have to place a trap door here, here, and then it's the painting. I make them all different too, so we can do the same thing here. We have to place a trap door here, and here, and then weighted pressure plates, and then we can paint them. The thing is, and you will notice, that we have to take a block and place something next to the weighted. Pressure plates, because otherwise you'll get like a double painting most of the time. So we're going to, is that literally the same set of, that is the same set of paintings that we just placed on the other side. You know what, that is such a weird coincidence that I'm actually going to leave it. I'm not even mad. So that's what your laptops look like, ladies and gentlemen. They look pretty good, don't they? So this last table, I am going to give you 2 different options. Option number 1, we can turn it into a TV table. So just kind of how we did before with the laptops, we're going to place 2 trapdoors this time, and we're going to place a painting in the trapdoors, just like this. And that just looks like a nice flat screen TV. So we can place this here, and then we can have another one at the back. So we can place it kind of like here, and then place 2 trapdoors this time, and we're going to place a painting in the trapdoors, just like this. And that just looks like a nice flat screen TV. So we can place this here, and then we can have another one at the back. So we can place it kind of like here, and then here. So it just looks like a set of TVs just kind of like propped up on the table. However, what you could do instead, these are 2 different options, is perhaps you could turn this into like a customer help table. So somebody would probably work here. Let's half the size of the table. We'll knock the legs off of both ends. We will replace help table. So somebody would probably work here. Let's half the size of the table. We'll knock the legs off of both ends. We will replace the end slabs with birch stairs like this. We can stick a seat on both sides, and then you can make a computer for the side that the employee would be on. So you guys already know how to make a computer, and then you can make a the side that the employee would be on. So you guys already know how to make a computer like that. And that is another option for you. So that is like perhaps where you can get help with your phone or your iPad or your watch, like whatever it is you might be buying. And of course, there are other ways that you can customize this little desk. If you kind of want to add a little bit of something else, perhaps you can just chuck like a flower pot or something just on the corner of the desk. So those are two different options for you, ladies and gentlemen. Or you can just like put TVs there instead. So that leaves all of the cubby holes. That is all the tables taken care of, all of the cubby holes. So I'm going to focus on this left side first of all. This left side, I'm going to begin by placing item frames in all of the tops of these little cubby holes. I'm going to chuck away some of these materials. I'm going to grab the clock, compass, I'm going to need the daylight sensors, and I'm going to need some glass. So only 4 different kinds of glass panes, and that'll be it for now. So in these areas here, I figured that we can sell like screen protectors and maybe even some iPads hung up, maybe like phone cases and stuff. So we're just going to place some coloured glass. This cubby hole, I figured that we can sell watches. So 2 different kinds of watches, we can use a clock and a compass, and they kind of sort of look like watches. I figure if we chuck a couple of daylight sensors and maybe if we turn some off, don't turn some off, then it kind of looks like perhaps more accessories that you can buy. It kind of just looks like something. Now where we have the screen protectors and such, we can grab some different colours of carpet and we can just place them here. It's not a carpet, but that's fine. I don't know how that slipped in there, but that's okay being there. And we can just have that laid on the bottom there, and it just, again, it looks like something that should belong. When it comes to the opposite side here, we are going to, once again, we're going to have some like screen protectors and stuff, so we're going to grab the item frames and some different colours of glass paint. So I'm going to place this on the opposite side of what side of the store, and I'm just going to fill it up with the different colours of glass, and I'm going to just lay some more carpet here. Again, feel free to use different colours of carpet. Use colourful ones if you like. I only have so much inventory space. This area here, I figure that we can just have a screen, and there is a specific screen that I'm looking for. I want the kind of like double wide blue sky painting, just like that. I think that that looks quite nice. It looks quite understated. It looks like either a TV or something like that. When it comes to the back of the store, these 2 cubby holes, I figure that I just kind of want to have a couple of little mini paintings, and these could be iPads hung up, they could be, you know, you're going to have to use your imagination with a lot of this stuff, but they could be pretty much anything. a mixture of stuff to decorate the bottom, so we can use like the daylight sensors, we can use weighted pressure plates, perhaps we can even have a birch trapdoor laid down. So we could have like these sort of things like laid down, so this can just be stock pretty much, you know. And maybe if we customize the pressure plate there a little bit, we turn that one off. And in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of completed these sort of things like laid down, so this can just be stock pretty much, you know. And maybe if we customize the pressure plate there a little bit, we turn that one off. And in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of completed our Apple store. I think it looks really, really good in here. So this is what your Apple store will look like once it's been 100% fully completed.
I have finished an Apple store. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building an Apple store. If you did guys enjoy this video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day guys, peace out.